After a year of turmoil in Detroit, at least one U.S. automaker went all out to celebrate its bounce back.
All of our Ford operations around the world returned to profitability for the third quarter of 2009.
Ford is the bright star of this year's North American Auto Show, a focal point for an industry of shifting fortunes and identity. GM, after taking more than $50 billion in government lifelines, is now being called Government Motors, thanks to a 60% equity stake held by American taxpayers. Chrysler, also just months after being bailed out by Washington, is run by Italian carmaker Fiat. And while big gas guzzlers, once Detroit's big profit makers, are collecting dust, green is the theme now driving most brands. GM is pinning much of its comeback strategy on the electric plug-in Chevrolet Volt, which is due out late this year. Its battery is touted to power the car up to 70 kilometers on a single charge before shifting over to petrol. But its estimated price tag of at least $32,000 is well beyond the budget of most American car buyers. And alternative fuel vehicles of all types are forecast to make up less than 5% of the total sold this year. Meanwhile, the U.S. has ceded its perennial title of the world's biggest auto producer. Last year, China turned out 13.6 million vehicles, a 45% increase from 2008, while the U.S. made just 10.4 million cars and trucks, down 21% from the previous year. Yet the American market is too valuable to pass up, even for the Chinese, who are displaying a line of electric vehicles before they actually go on sale in North America.
The U.S. market is the most important market for us. So that's why we are being marketing here, and that's our third year. We are planning to sell our products into U.S. market within 2010.
But more sales of imports offer no comfort to Detroit, many of whose car plants are idle shells of their former selves, in a state which has lost a quarter of its auto manufacturing jobs in the past decade.
This was when this city was king.
Frank Hammer, a GM worker for 32 years, says Detroit's golden automaking days can never come back, but the city can apply its old manufacturing know-how to help overhaul the country's carbon-intensive infrastructure.
We need to elaborate how many jobs concretely could we create by going to green technologies, but I'm optimistic about that it can really do a job of replacing what we used to know in employment in auto.
For the town, universally known as Motor City, it will be a tough transition. Tom Ackerman, Al Jazeera, Detroit, Michigan.